you know where you're at. Welcome back to the Registered Ranching Podcast. It's Tucker Brown and Willie Wardle. Back behind... Whoa. Who turned off the music? There we go. Back behind the mic in Throckmorton, Texas, in the studio. Welcome back in, Willie.
That was a close one with the music.
I
don't think it was you. I think it was the ghosts that are coming with the walls from the Alamo.
It did. It looks like the Alamo behind us. If you haven't seen the wall behind us, you got to go to the YouTube, check out the video, and you can watch it.
Especially on this episode, there's going to be some extra add-ons that you're going
to want to see on YouTube.
Yes, exactly.
Not the whole thing. You can still listen. I hear it. You're driving your tractor. You're feeding your cows. You don't want to watch. You can still listen. But you can check it out on YouTube, and it's going to be super helpful because we're gonna dig into something extremely complicated today and bring it down into a very easy way to understand it. Or color. We're going to color it.
And I love color books, and I'm a simple man, so I need a simple way of understanding stuff. Leonard Skinner wrote that song about me.
That's what I'm saying. Hey, this morning this week we got some new cows in, new recip cows, and moved those around. It
was a good morning. It was a beautiful morning.
It was. I did have to throw on another layer.
It was
a little chillier than I thought it was going to be.
It warmed up drastically.
It's pretty short period of time.
Like, I went outside.
Guest can't talk yet. What are you doing?
Oh.
What are you doing? Oh, no. Ruin it.
Come on, Bob. What are you doing? Why?
Yeah, those recips are a little testy.
Yeah.
But we did kind of a training on them this morning. Mm-hmm. It worked really well.
Easy.
It was. It went way better than I thought it was going to be.
It did. I think the way that we approach it is going to pay off in the long run.
You think so?
I think they had a great experience seeing horses, possibly for the first time.
Ooh, crack that next to the mic.
Yeah. Bob just opened up a ranch fuel.
That's ranch fuel, ladies and gentlemen. Use code Tucker Brown and become a cowboy like me.
You can lower that market resale price too with that.
Lower the market, lower the MSRP. Use code Tucker Brown.
We're gonna have to explain that joke here in a couple more podcasts for the ones that
we are
get it.
We are. Bull sale is just 7 days away. This comes out. By the time this comes out, it'll only be 6 days away from the spring sale event.
Correct.
That starts on Monday, March 10th, ends on March 12th with the bull sale. They save the bulls for last.
Because they always save the bulls for last because that is the best part. It's just like rodeo.
Just like
rodeo.
Well, I want to welcome our guest into the studio for the third time.
It's not actually Bob. I made that up.
Is it the third time?
I got you. It actually might be the fourth.
Fourth time?
I believe so. Maybe it's the third. I don't know.
Either way. By the way, we just got over 30,000 downloads. Super pumped about that. So thank y'all for tuning in and listening and being part of that. Welcoming to the show for at least the third time, Mr. Donnell Brown. Oh.
What did you do to the sound?
My sound's not coming on.
Woo! Yeah!
We'll clap it up right here. We'll just clap it up. Thanks for coming back in, Dad.
Absolutely glad to be here with you guys.
Well, you talk louder than you did in your mic.
Sorry
mic
about
check.
that.
I think we should play the Darth Vader entrance every single time your dad comes on. He can be like, Tucker, I am your father.
I am your father.
Yeah, but I know that.
You're telling me it wasn't like Star Wars, like you knew like right off the bat he was your dad?
Yeah, pretty quick.
Okay, I didn't know if, I was just curious.
And then I get it from other people. You know you talk just like your dad, don't you? No way.
Really?
No way.
Who's my dad?
By the way, I said the name correct. It's Donnell. Just for anyone who may have misunderstood it and called him Donnell.
I was one of those people when I first
clear
came
the room.
Dale Brisby's.
We're going to clear the room. It's Donnell. Like the president?
Donnell.
Without the D on the end.
Without the D on the end. Donnell Brown. Donald Brown.
For those that don't know, it's my mother's maiden name, which comes from the Irish O'Donnell. And the O or the MacDonald, I just shortened it to Donnell, and that's the way it's pronounced.
Well, what should we be expecting here, Donnell? We kind of gave, you heard the intro, something some people see that seems extremely complicated to some in the ranching industry, but you have developed a way for it to be easily or much easier understood.
Yeah, absolutely. And so here we got the sale coming up. And we want to make it as easy for people to select the bulls that best fit their needs as possible. And as I think back to 50 years ago at our first sale, there wasn't a lot of information. And now we've got this mountain of information that with all kinds of tools, every animal's DNA tested, there's just a mountain of information. So how do we simplify that mountain of information into usable information that anyone can understand?
Yeah.
And so I've tried to make it an art throughout my lifetime. I love that your daughters call me Grandpa EPD, because EPDs are a passion of mine, expected progeny differences. Those are the tools that help us identify the genetic merit of cattle and what we can expect in their offspring due to their genetics. So we've worked, and I think the simplest thing is we've worked to create a color coding system similar to a stoplight. You know, where you've got red is stop, you've got yellow is maybe okay, wait, green is go. And so I've got green on today because I'm all about going and getting the EPD profile of the animal for calving ease, for growth, for carcass traits, for cow herd traits, for feed efficiency, for docility, for all those things in the green, in that acceptable zone. So I've created a color coding system that really makes it easy, that people can go to our website, download our all the EPDs of every bull in the sale, download our EPD targets to use in their own program if they're really into EPDs. But it's just a simple way to help provide the information to make better, more informed and better decisions.
Here's what I do want to start out with. There's a pretty large crowd out there that is frustrated with EPDs.
Okay.
And actually, I'm going to save that question for the hot seat segment.
Oh.
We'll come back.
I'm going to save that. We're going to come back to that one because that one's good. But if you are frustrated with EPDs, hang with us because
the clarity is
we
coming.
we understand.
Yeah.
We understand the frustration because it shouldn't be frustrating, but it can be. Let's go to the sale. Sale's only 7 days away. The spring event, the Ranchers Rendezvous, 6 days away when this podcast comes out.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, March 10th, 11th, and 12th. I'm going to tell you, Kelly has worked really hard to make this an event. Because you can watch our event online. You can go to DV Auction. You can do the horse sale on CCI Live. You can watch it, and you can even bid from home or bid from your phone. But we want it to be a rendezvous where people want to come, see old friends, have great conversations, learn a little something, and if they need some genetics, be it horses, bulls, females, we're even selling semen at this sale as well. You can bring your semen tank. We can load you up with whatever semen you might need. That's right. And so, you know, we love to make it an event. There's going to be lots of good food, lots of good bear. We're going to have ranch fuel sale, aren't we?
We're going to have ranch fuel there.
That's what I thought. All right.
Bedrock truck beds will be there.
Oh.
Cowpuncher Coffee. We are debuting the R.A. Brown Ranch Cowpuncher Coffee.
Got our own.
Yeah, I've got our own.
Really? What?
Yeah, you didn't even know that.
What does it taste like?
Oh, it's going to be really good.
It's a surprise.
Tastes like history.
It tastes like history.
I do like
bold
history.
and strong. It's going to be really good. So yeah, it's fun. So yeah, with all of that, let's break it down into the 3 days. Monday's going to be all day horse show. RHAA, Ranch Horse Association of America. There'll be cutting cattle and then going down the fence and roping. The reining is out this year, so it goes much faster. It's a lot of action.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
They made the change.
Well, RHAA dropped the reining, and so, in fact, the books closed pretty quick. If you still want in, I think there's a few spots still open because we were able to have more cowboys because it takes less time.
Right.
But, it's a great event. I mean, you think about rodeo, you think about ranch horse competitions. This is old as cowboys are. Because we get together, we want to see who's got the best horse, who's the best hand. And so it's a lot of fun. That's going to be all day Monday. And then we'll have food and coffee and ranch fuel and all that all day Monday. All day Tuesday, we're going to have a ranch horse clinic. Yeah, we're going to have a ranch horse clinic with Gary Bellenfant, one of the great cutters of all time, talking about how to really get your horse locked in on a cow. There's an art to that. And so he's going to work on helping us do that. And Corey Pounds is going to help him. I think it's going to be educational, entertaining, all at the same time.
And if you're not familiar with those two names, know that in the horse, because I didn't know those two names until Mom and Lanham started shaming me for not knowing them. But
who are they?
Similar, but two guys that come with tons of knowledge and experience and are able to teach it. One of them is going to be, he's been doing it for a long time. How old is Gary?
Oh my goodness, yeah, he's. I don't know how old Gary is, but he would be one of the older active cutters,
yes.
From what I understand, and has been successful in multiple decades. That's what's really cool.
Yeah, his continual success has been pretty, and as much as the horse world has changed, to be able to go through all that change and remain successful is pretty impressive.
That's something I can respect, someone that's consistent through multiple different,
kind
of like Tom Brady.
Great. I was wondering where you were going with that. I was like, what?
I'm interested now.
In like almost every episode.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's only because Tucker doesn't like him. But, so this is pretty much like, this is like the Tom Brady of the horse world.
There you go. And he's sharing his
Except he eats
secrets to, help us as ranchers to, whether we're, we don't have to go into the show pen to benefit from what this clinic is going to be.
Yeah, good point.
It's going to help us.
About being a better horseman.
It is, and if a rancher's sitting there and listening to this podcast going, I need a bull, I'm going to think I'm going to take a couple of my guys and we're going to get them entered up to compete, or we'll just go on Tuesday. We'll watch the finals on Tuesday of the Ranch Horse competition.
Get
them at this clinic.
Championship.
So that they can, learn and be ready to come back to this event next year and compete.
Tuesday's going to be cool. I think that's going to be, I know I'm in on the bulls, I'm excited for the bull sale, but
on Wednesday.
But I feel like Tuesday is where we get the best chance to share what we do.
Colonel Riz is out the window.
Is he really? No way.
Yeah, look, he just waved.
No way.
He made another podcast. Sorry to interrupt.
No way, that made my day. Yeah, Tuesday is one of my favorites because I feel like that's where we that's like the biggest social event.
To visit. Yeah,
the biggest social event, and we are making it more, the atmosphere more that way on Tuesday than we do on any other day. If you are a rancher, I think it would be great to bring the guys you work with or that work for you, because there's multiple opportunities to learn, to watch some really cool horses, meet some really good cowboys, and hear some good music, eat some good food.
Absolutely. Well, and then the ranch horse sale.
Yeah.
It's going to be the biggest ranch horse sale we've had at the ranch. 34 riding horses, where historically we've sold young horses, weanlings, ready to take home, develop the way you want, but they're a long way from throwing a leg over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And this is a set of really good horses, some with a lot of experience that are ready to go and compete in roping, ready to go and compete in Ranch Horse Association or reined cow horse or a cutting or a multitude of events. Go to the rodeo, go to ranch horse competition, go to ranch rodeos, go to the ranch and just make a great horse to ride. Mm-hmm. We got a couple of ponies as well for the kids or the grandkids. And so all of that going on, that's going to, we'll demo those horses shortly after lunch. And then what time does that horse sale start? I want to say it's like...
probably look.
We better look to make sure.
I know that.
Mid-afternoon, and then we'll have supper afterwards. Wednesday is going to be the cattle sale. Just like normal, we'll start at 10 a.m. We'll have Angus, black red Angus, SemAngus, as well as about 400 head of commercial bred females. Got some really nice bred females, red Angus, black Angus. We've got some ultra blacks coming to us from Asa Bennett out in Mississippi that are really nice. 100% of them AI bred, a set of black Angus. Those heifers will stay at the ranch.
Don't you have the information right there?
Yeah, grab it right there. Those heifers are going to stay at their ranch, and so we've got some right here pretty close, and we've got some that are, like I say, over in Mississippi, and those will be a great set of females. All AI bred, one of our top bulls.
4 p.m. is the R.A. Brown Ranch Family and Friends Horse Sale.
That's on Tuesday. That's the horse sale.
Yes,
4 o'clock. Give us the other times on there, Willie, for Tuesday.
So Monday, March 10th at 8 a.m. is the RHAA Ranch Horse Competition, featuring over 100 of the nicest equine athletes from multiple states. And you can enter up at rhaa.org.
There you go.
And then on Tuesday, 8:30 a.m., complimentary clinic, like you were talking about.
Yeah, no charge.
No charge.
And we feed you.
And you get free food.
And thanks to a lot of our sponsors that help make that happen too. I mean, Todd Spitzer, we've bought our animal health products from Spitzer and all his crew for decades.
Yes,
and
sir.
So those crew really help us take care of things.
And then at 10 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. is the sale horse preview. And then from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., so running alongside with the sale horse preview, is lunch. So you can get more great food from our sponsors and then be able to watch the amazing horses that are going to be sold later on that day at 4 p.m. And then at 2:30 is the Calcutta and Saddle Shootout, starring the top 10 from the ranch horse competition.
That's going to be a lot of fun to see those top 10 from each of the different age divisions, or not age divisions, handicap divisions. You know, you can come, if you're relatively new and doing this RHAA thing, man, you can come and compete, and you're competing at what we're going to call the novice level, at the beginning level, so you don't have to compete with these Lanham Browns of the world that have, you know, just made a life out of doing it. There's a category for those guys as well, and we'll take the winner of each of those divisions. They'll compete the top two for the saddle, and man, it's going to be a really sweet saddle as well.
Championship saddle, that one's made
Jeff Smith.
Yeah, Jeff Smith saddle, and then we have a junior one as well.
Oh, really?
So bring the kids. And what do they call that? I mean, the junior division, junior.
Oh yeah, for the youth,
Yes,
absolutely,
youth
yeah. So we got that division as well. So
and you can win a saddle from that too.
So there's a lot of neat opportunities there. We're really proud of the folks that helped make all this event happen, and we're going to be raising money as well. Where's that catalog again?
Yeah,
we're going to be raising money. There was a really bad accident that happened here this past year. Where a guy had a traumatic brain injury, and so
in the show ring.
In
the show ring, in the arena,
competing in the show.
Not the show ring.
And so, you know, each year we always try to give back, and we're going to be doing that, and that way we're going to be raising money, and that way we can help these folks that have had challenges. We've all had challenges, you know, and it sure helps to go and help someone that's had a tough time and help them get through those challenging times. And so
Braden Johns is his name, Texas Tech alumni, and he was pushing a calf during the cow work, and they had a freak accident, flipped over, hit his head, and so we will be raising money that will go straight to helping pay those bills.
Yep, absolutely. So we've got some really good things that we're going to auction off, and
including some Ari Brown Ranch beef.
Oh, that's right. Tell us more about that.
Yeah, I bought a 72 quart cooler, and it will be all the beef I can fit in it. So it'll include lots of steaks and...
Which approximately is how much? Because we measured it. Approximately how much beef can we fit into a 72? Liter or quart? I forget.
Quarter.
A quarter of
beef.
Okay.
Is
approximately
a quarter beef.
Maybe a little more.
Which is big. Like we have.
Yeah. That's a lot of beef.
Cattle are well finished.
Yes.
So it's a big quarter. But that'll be really good. Also, if you need...
You'll need two people to lift that.
Yes.
For
you
sure, to load it and pick
Unless
up. But it'll be ready to take home, or we can have it shipped to you, right?
It'll be ready to take home.
Yeah.
But if you say we can ship it, then we can ship it.
We'll figure it out.
Hey, you're in the beef business, right?
I guess so, yeah.
How is the beef business going, Todd?
It's a grind.
Okay.
It's a grind. But I feel like 2025 is a year that it's working well. I mean, first 2 months have beat out the first 6 months of last year. So
that's great. So it's growing.
Yeah, it's growing. And, yeah, if you need a half or a whole or want to pick up some steaks at the ranch, shoot me a DM. By the way, if you're listening and you haven't reviewed this on whatever platform you're looking at, give us a 5-star review.
Yeah.
If you're still listening this far, you got to like either me or Willie or Donnell, one of the two. So one of the three.
If you leave a 1-star review, I will find you.
Willie will find. Yeah, leave a 5-star review. Really helps us, share what we do. We like telling these stories, and rarely is it the stories of Willie and I. It's more of the stories of the really cool people we get to be a part of.
Which half of them have just gone past out of this window. I just saw
that was
Ty
crazy.
Fox just drove by.
Yeah, really.
It's like if we wait here long enough, all of our guests will go by.
Yeah, that's crazy. Okay, so Tuesday.
Yep, Tuesday, big event, big day, concluding with the horse sale that evening, and starting at 4 o'clock, dinner and so on afterwards. Then the bulls will have a nice set of 40 registered red and black red Angus females to end the day on Wednesday. So come, we have delivery service. We deliver the cattle right to your location, to your general area, and that's all in the lower 48 states. So we'll help get them to your location. And with a minimal purchase, there's free delivery on the bulls. Mm-hmm. And so, since 1895, our family has been in the genetics business, taking and raising, producing the best genetics that we know how to produce that will enhance the profitability and the sustainability of our customers. That's what we want to do. And then provide that, and not only breed those, but develop them in a way for longevity so that they last longer, they produce more calves, they add more value to you with your investment. Corn-free diet, so those bulls sitting here, they're eating a really high roughage diet with zero corn so that their gut is right, their joints are right, their feet are right. Not a bull in the sales ever had to have a foot trim of any kind. These cattle are right and ready to go to help our customers improve their profits and their sustainability.
Yeah, and at a time where the market is paying very well for
record high prices.
Genetics.
Record high prices. And so, man, now's the time to invest in the genetic value of your herd. My granddad always used to say that everybody pays for a good bull. Some people just pay for it in the lesser value of their calves when they get tight on their genetic investment. So right now, these calves are at record prices. Why not invest some dollars in bringing more value to your calves and more pounds of the right product of this prime beef, like what you're selling, the highest quality, most flavorful, wonderful beef. Those are all things that we're trying to do to help our customers. So we're excited about that. We do have an exciting announcement coming up very soon, later this month. We're going to be launching our supply chain. Yeah, I can't tell you a whole lot more than that right now, but yeah, we're going to be we're launching a supply chain for our customers to get more value for your calves and to get carcass data back on your calves and feeding efficiency on your calves. That's another thing. These bulls in the sale have been feed efficiency tested to do more with less. And that's what we want to do, is we want to produce certified Angus beef quality of beef of the highest quality with a story about the ranch, just, Tucker, like you're doing, right? Telling the story of what ranchers do of doing the right thing. Doing things right and doing the right thing of taking care of our animals, taking care of the land, the ranch, taking care of our community. Here we sit in downtown Throckmorton and the people that we live with every day. Part of sustainability is taking care of our communities and making sure that these rural communities are vibrant. And so we want to tell that story of this premium Angus beef with that story about what we're doing to do things better and continue to do things right. So we're excited about that. We'll have more details on that here to come. Been working on that 4 years now.
That's crazy.
Oh, it is amazing how long those things take, but really excited about what's to come there for our customers.
All right, I think this is a good time for one of my favorite segments. We're going to put you in the hot seat.
Okay.
This it wouldn't be as hot if you were wearing ag gear. This segment brought to you by Ag Gear. Use discount code Tucker Brown, and you can lower that MSRP on the Ag Gear shirts that you wear, like I do. Got a few questions from the audience.
Okay.
What is your favorite breed that you've ever sold?
Favorite breed that, well, I've in my lifetime, we have produced 17 different breeds. And, oh my goodness, what's my favorite breed? The ones that our customers want most.
Oh, I knew you were going to I thought you were going to be like the next one or something like that.
I feel like we're going to be with these three, Angus of both colors, SemAngus of both colors. We have a planned crossbreeding. We're fans of planned crossbreeding, so we provide some diversity, some opportunity, cattle that fit environments, hotter environments better, reflecting heat more with the red Angus and the red SemAngus. I love the amazing carcass of the Angus. I love the amazing fertility and efficiency and fleshing ability and docility of the Red Angus. I love the hybrid vigor that SemAngus brings us with more red meat yield and more muscle. All of those things are part of a planned crossbreeding system. And what's neat is we're getting more and more customers that are buying multiple breeds and using them in a planned crossbreeding system to enhance their profitability. I will say this. My favorite cow is a 3/4 Red Angus, quarter Simmental cow.
You read my notes.
That cow is a perfect. She's got a little heterosis. She fits the environment. She's highly fertile. She's got the marbling. I mean, I love that cow. And then if you want to, from there, you can go a lot of different directions what bull to put on her.
Next question in the hot seat.
Okay.
For those frustrated with EPDs,
Yeah.
why should they believe them?
A great question. Absolutely. So EPDs, expected progeny differences, are more accurate than ever before. I was producing cattle before EPDs.
Yeah.
Okay, and so all we had to do was, like my granddad, is look at them and go, well, I think that's a good one. And, there's some people that probably have a better eye than I do that might be able to do that, but I'm going to tell you, I want to use all the tools we have available. So with all of the seed stock guys that are measuring every birth weight, weaning weight, yearling weight, feed efficiency, ribeye area, marbling score, docility, of claw score, all of those things, that goes into a giant computer. Here's one of the key essentials that a lot of people, I think is what has caused some people to maybe not believe in EPDs as much, is contemporary groups are essential. And when I say contemporary groups, we've got to have the contemporary groups in you got to treat them all the same. Because our goal is to separate out the environmental differences so that we can compare what are the genetics that the offspring are going to inherit. Here's a big challenge and why some probably more seed stock guys, let me rephrase, probably more purebred breeders that raise some registered cattle that don't necessarily focus on the commercial bull buyer, but more in the show ring and that kind of stuff. Don't savvy EPDs, because they'll take that show heifer, they'll take her as when she's 3 months old, put her and her mother up on this awesome feed while the rest of them are out in the pasture, wean them all together, and incorrectly put them in the same contemporary group. Well, the show heifer looks amazing, man. Look at all the growth, the performance. Look at what she does on marbling and ribeye at a year of age. Well, that's great if all of those were treated the same. And that's why when you take a commercially focused producer and you take these ranches that sell a lot of bulls, commercially focused, where they're measuring those cattle all the same, don't have one up in the fancy show barn, but treat them all the same, that's what creates accurate EPDs. And what's more amazing today is with the power of DNA. So we DNA test every animal in this sale.
Yeah.
DNA tested through not only the breed association, but also through our dollar profit. And that's something else I'd love to talk about.
Okay.
But so let's look at it this way. The DNA increases the accuracy of the EPDs. Let's look at it this way. Let's say that last year you needed to breed 25 heifers. And you picked a bull and you bred him to those 25 heifers, and all of those heifers calved, unassisted, the calves were just the right size, they jumped up and nursed, everything was just like you like it, perfect. Now it's time to breed the next 25 yearling heifers. And you have 2 bulls to pick from. You can use the bull you used last year, or you can use a bull that's never produced a calf, but has exactly the same EPDs as the bull you used last year. Which one do you have more faith in? Which one are you going to pick?
Which one, Willie?
I've had to answer this question before, but I'm going to pick the proven one.
I'm going to pick the bull that's got
one.
proof in the pudding.
Yes, sir.
Exactly.
Yes, sir.
And so the DNA gives us the equivalent of about 25 calves worth of information for every single trait. For not only calving and birth weight, but weaning weight, yearling weight, milking ability of the daughters, on ribeye area, marbling, feed efficiency, heifer pregnancy, all these different traits that we have. And I mean, that's powerful.
Yeah.
So we're also working with our customers to use these DNA tests on their heifers, on their commercial heifers. So let's say you need to keep 50 heifers. Test 100, use that DNA, and with that DNA test on a set of commercial heifers, you're going to get parent verification if they're sired by our bulls or other bulls in the dollar profit database, in the Zoetis database. And you're going to get 13 different EPDs, birth, weaning, all these ones we've been talking about. You're going to get those plus some indexes that I'm going to tell you are more powerful than the EPDs we had 30 years ago on seed stock cattle, on registered cattle. That's how powerful this is. And so you don't have to believe in EPDs. You don't have to use EPDs, but you have to compete with those who do.
Yeah.
And I was on the phone this morning with Jeff Mitchell. He called me. He's DNA tested 600 females in his herd now, and using that information to select his replacement heifers, and some that he's going to raise more replacement heifers out of because they've got better fertility traits, and some that he's going to breed to the most powerful, high-growth, high-carcass bulls and sell all the steers and heifers both into the feed yard and on the rail, because that's where they're going to really shine and really focus on building his herd with cows that stay and produce steers that pay. And man, that's to me where we're at. So EPD's the most powerful tool available to us, and we're going to continue to work to make that more accurate every day. And the cool thing is there's more competition in this space of breed association EPDs, where dollar profit is a third-party genetic evaluation we started using 10 years ago as extra tools in our toolbox. All right? And I'm a big believer. I'm all for breed associations. I'm all for all the tools that we can get. And I'm a believer that competition drives innovation. So there are a multitude of different DNA companies. Our friends at Gardner Angus Ranch use method genetics. You know, there's Vitelli's got a database. There's a variety of different databases out there with EPDs to give you more tools in the toolbox to select your cattle. We really like the dollar profit database because here's the really exciting part. Just in the last month, they added 20,000 carcass records. 20,000 harvest steers and heifers of known parentage and DNA tested. And the power of that is amazing. That's why in this catalog, we printed in our Red Angus, our Black Red Angus, and our SemAngus bulls, we printed actually the dollar profit carcass data because we think that's got a lot more power in predictability of the genetic merit of these animals. The other thing about EPDs that I love to help make it simple is that we print percentile rank. So that you know the top 1% versus breed average at 50% or the 90th percentile, you know where the cattle rank for all of these different traits. You can go to our website, you can look at those, you can sort them in a sortable spreadsheet. We've got them all color-coded with our color codes, so you can download those, use those. Really makes it simple and easy.
Yeah, the color coding, that's Willie, you and I were talking about it right before in the intro of color coding. If you're not eating and breathing EPDs like you are, I'm around it quite a bit, and yet I still struggle, especially between breeds, of knowing what each EPD means. But when I can see dollar profit, which is easy to understand between breeds, or the what'd you just say? The percentile rank.
Yeah, percentile rank.
Within the breed. It's easy to see, you know, is this good, is this bad? But colors make it even easier for me.
Absolutely.
Congrats, you're out of the hot seat.
Oh.
Thank you, Ag Gear, for, if you had Ag Gear shirt, you wouldn't have been in the hot seat.
I should have worn my Ag Gear shirt today.
Should have worn it.
But I wanted to wear green because talking about the color coding system. And so, you know, recording here on the screen, seeing the colors that we have and what we're doing here to help make that happen.
So if you're not, if you're just listening, you're gonna miss a little bit of it because you can't see what's on YouTube. I encourage you to go there, but we're gonna record what's on your screen. And
at approximately what time in the podcast? If you jump on the YouTube,
34 minutes.
34 minutes.
Okay. So we're just using simple color codes similar to a traffic light. We take the percentile rank chart and then color code it, and not everything. And people say, well, top 1% may be best. Well, no, it's not. we think there's some traits where middle of the road is better than in either ditch for milk production, for example. I don't want cows that give too much milk. I don't want cows that give powdered milk. I like that happy medium. On mature size, I want them to be a little more conservative on mature size. So this is something I've got it for every breed, for Black Angus, for red and black reds, for SemAngus. I've got the targets and all of the bulls in our deal. And also in here, I've got how the top 10 Angus sires for registrations last year, how they number up relative to the colors, and then the top 4 Angus bulls that we're using and why. And so what it does, it really helps us see where those animals excel, and maybe even easier with the red, see where they have some shortcomings. And so we're, in our effort to produce cows that stay and steers that pay, that's what we're doing. We have really 3 different color coding targets. So if you need a bull for all-purpose, we've got an all-purpose target to where you're keeping replacement heifers. If you're doing terminal cross and every calf is going to the feed yard, I've got a set of terminal targets and how those bulls rank. And then I've also got a set of calving ease targets. And I'm going to tell you, the thing I hate worse than pulling a calf is getting a call from a customer that has had to. I had a great visit with Scott Williamson the other day, and we were on Capitol Hill in Austin doing some work representing the ranching industry for Texas Southwestern cattle raisers. And he just said, Donnell, he said, knock on wood, I've been AI into your bulls for 4 years, have not had to touch a calf. They all been born unassisted. That's because we're going to recommend calving ease bulls. I'm going to tell you, the color coding system we have is conservative. And there's people that will recommend bulls for heifers that are way outside of my comfort zone. Mm-hmm. I'm going to do my best to keep our customers in a very safe zone. So with that, that's a little of the information that you can look at on our website, and I think will help you.
Yeah, you go to rabrownranch.com, and there's a just hit that alt R.
Again?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
There you go.
Like that?
Just like that.
Okay.
There's the screen record. All right, we're back.
We're back. You can see us now.
You can see us. Where was I?
You were talking about how they can find this.
Yes, rabrownranch.com, and then click on the Ranchers Rendezvous tab, which is near the top, and you can click on the cattle sale, and that will, when you scroll down, that will give you the options for the sortable data sheets and the
targets.
And the targets.
As well. Yeah,
the targets is what you want to go after. If you want to sort it yourself, that's available. But these targets are here. And when you color code them, it is extremely easy to, I should say, much easier to understand what you want and what you have. So, and then that allows you to see what bull you need.
Well, yeah, if you're, help you select the bulls that best, because I'm a believer in 3 real simple rules. Select the cow that fits your environment. That's rule number 1. The cow's the factory. And if the factory is not working at peak efficiency, then you need to look at retooling the cow herd to make sure that those cows, and I'm going to tell you, in today's world, there's a lot of cows that are way bigger than what our environment really can handle. Yes, it's more affordable to provide some supplementation, but hey, let's make cows that work and fit and work in your environment, and not just cows that, let the cows work for you instead of you working for your cows. And then rule number 2 is to select the bull that best complements the cow to produce the calf that best fits your target and to your target market. And that, to me, those 2 rules really cover a lot of the bases. Anytime somebody has questions, give us a call, shoot us an email. We'll be glad to help. On our website, I've also got our whole presentation about the ABCs of EPDs. I encourage you to get online, and you'll be able to see that and follow through on that. I think that will help a lot as well.
Yeah, ABCs of EPDs, making it just much easier to understand, because it's frustrating when people talk over your head. You go to the doctor, and he starts telling me what tendon I just injured, and I don't really know or need to know. I just need to know, how can I fix it?
Yeah. How can I get better?
Well, let's look at it this way, all right? We were just at the Celebration of Champions, and, our mare Raspberry won the world championship.
Yeah.
Kudos. That's awesome.
Yeah.
But here I am with Kelly and your brother Lanham, and they're talking all these horse pedigrees and all of this and why this horse scored that and all that. And, I've kind of got this deer in the headlights look because I don't really understand all that. And that's just been, I'm learning more as I go, and I'm enjoying it. But That's why I've tried to really make an art out of taking the complex and making it simple with EPDs, with the color codes, with the targets, the percentile ranks. And here's another thing. I buy a lot of bulls for customers, and they say, hey, you know what I need more than I know what I need. Would you select a list? And I've made lists for people, and they've bought them.
Yeah.
I've had people say, Donald, you know what I need. Here's my budget. I've got one guy that's bought over 100 bulls in our sale, has never been to our ranch. And 9 out of the last 8 times that I've bought bulls for him, I've been able to buy them under his budget. You know, he gives me a budget, and it's not been an excessive budget. I'm going to work to buy those bulls at the cheapest price that I can because Mom and Dad taught us to treat people the way we want to be treated.
Yeah.
And so that's what we're going to do. I've got other guys that say, all right, I'm going to come to the sale. Give me a list. I'm going to come to the sale. I'm going to look at them, and I'm going to mark off the ones that, for whatever reason, I don't like. And it's funny because then they come to me and go, wow, you went and looked at them too, didn't you? Because, well, there was only one and he would probably be okay. But I'm gonna be here. But you know, the auctioneer talks fast, and I just soon you buy them, and I'll buy them. They're sitting right there in the sale.
Yeah.
But we do that as a service for our customers. We want to make the right thing easy, and we want people to come and enjoy the sale.
So if somebody is wanting to, if somebody is coming in wants and doesn't want, I should have asked this earlier, but I'm going to go for it.
Okay.
If somebody doesn't need a bull, doesn't need a horse, can they still come?
Oh, please come. We want you to come. We want this to be an event where people come and enjoy.
Yeah.
You know, make it a spectators event. Come, you're going to see lots of neat people. You know, and you can visit and compare notes. You're going to see a lot of our vendors that, you know, we buy feed from, and we buy that do our brush control, and people that we buy our animal health supplies from, people that give us nutritional advice with Livestock Nutrition Center that'll be bringing us supper on Tuesday night. We're gonna have the meat board in Fort Worth be a part of this too. That's selling our A. Brown Ranch beef in Fort Worth.
All right, welcome back to. I want to welcome you to another one of my favorite segments. Bedrock is one of the toughest truck beds you can have. That's why we have 2 of them. And you can see the newest one that's available at the sale because we're getting it put on right now. It's going to be a hay spike bed. Turned out, I found out today you can use your phone to move it and use it. There's also a remote.
Operate the spike bale spike?
And there will be, and it's removable. So if you don't want it, you can take it off. And then you have a remote in your truck, and you can go back by the bed and use it. So there's 3 different ways you can control it. Pretty cool.
Pretty hard
you can see
to
that
lose
at the
it.
sale.
User friendly.
You can see it at the sale. So, Bedrock, one of the toughest flatbeds there is, and that is why we're going to ask you the Bedrock tough question of what is the toughest thing about preparing for this Ranchers Rendezvous?
The toughest part about preparing for the event. There are lots of moving parts. And, you know, I love it when people come to the sale and they're like, man, everything just runs so smooth, you know, and we're able to stay on schedule with when each breed starts and all that, and like the videos are there. And so most people have, you know, it's hard to grasp how much behind the scenes work.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we started making the matings to produce these bulls. They're age advantage, so they're a year and a half old. And then they were conceived 9 months prior to that. And then we were selecting sires to make these matings before that. And, you know, and then we take birth weights on every one and weaning weights, all the measurements, the ultrasound measures, the fertility test, the trick test on every bull, so that every bull is trick tested, clean, friendly, ready to go to work in your herd. The evaluation of all the bulls, putting the catalog together, taking the pictures, taking the video, all of those things, getting the catalog to the printer, getting it mailed to all the people, all the things that people, you know, all the bulls are on display. It's in the catalog, what pen they're in, so it's easy to go find the bulls you want to go look at, and yet the videos are up online for 2 weeks prior to the sale, so that people can look at the videos of the cattle, they can look at the videos of the horses, the bulls, the heifers, all of those things, so that it really makes it simple. It makes it easy. And man, as I think back to when I was 5 years old at our first sale, and we sell everything in catalog order, so you know what order the bulls and cows and everything's coming into the ring. It just, you can study those videos ahead of time. You can come look at them in person. It is tough to get all that done, and not every sale does that.
Yeah.
This sale is half the size of our October sale, so it's an easier task. But here we were last week just ultrasounding, 600 head getting ready for our October sale.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of behind the scenes work. That's the toughest part, but it is a job that we love because we love to see it all come together, and the customer's able to find the bulls they need. And then when the sale's over, people think, man, oh, man, you must be relieved. It's all over. I'm like, no, it really, then you've got to deliver all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it starts over again. But then you got the whole delivery of being at where people can come, bring the family car, bring the wife. Hey, bring the kids. Happy Toy Maker, big sand pile, lots of fun for the kids.
Oh, sand pile's coming tomorrow. Forgot about that.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, the sand pile's coming tomorrow. So we got good, fresh, clean sand.
Yep.
We've got the turquoise that's going to be here with, Justin Jeannie McKee's jewelry is going to be here.
Yep.
All kinds of things that people of all ages can come and enjoy.
So what was
the toughest part is all of it. Yeah. You asked, what's the toughest part? The toughest part is all of the preparation to get to, it's putting it all together and making everything line up just right.
Yeah, if there wasn't, I feel like these 3 days in the spring or the 2 days in the fall are what make these like the month prior, the month of craziness before, just like, oof, thank goodness. That was worth it because got all these people here. I got to see all my friends and customers, and feels like that makes it feel like it pays off. Because if I just sent them away and never saw them or the people again, I don't know, it would be kind of tough on me.
Right. And so here's a big question I have for the audience.
Ooh.
We are doing an educational program on horses this year. In October, it's a cattle educational demonstration.
Yep.
I'm interested to know what people would like us to have for the educational demo on the October, I think it's 7th and 8th. We'll have to look at the dates for sure for our October sale. But for the full day ahead of time, last year we had Dr. Tom Knopfsinger, a master at cattle handling and low-stress cattle handling. We could do a thing about our supply chain that we got coming up. There's a lot of things we could know. I'd be interested to hear what people would like to see from an educational standpoint.
Yeah, that's going to be free.
Exactly.
It's going to be free
With
for
free
you to
food.
see. Yeah, with free food. Yeah, most of the time you have to go, like you have to pay to get into, we go to TSCRA or NCBA and you got to pay to get into those, but this one is for free.
That's right.
For free. But it wouldn't be without the people who help sponsor the sale.
No doubt about it.
Another cool thing we're going to have is you talked about the coffee earlier. I like what Kelly, my mom, was able to put together to put on there, put on the coffee. And it says, the historic R.A. Brown Ranch has thrived on superior cattle, savvy horses, and strong coffee since 1895. These two photos, which you will see on the coffee, of R.A. Brown and his great-grandson, Lanham Brown, capture more than a century of ranching tradition. Our family remains dedicated to shaping the land with grit, heart, and horsemanship. This coffee is a tribute to the hard work and enduring bond between the rider and his horse that has defined our ranch through 6 generations. Pour a cup, saddle up, and join our story. I thought that was pretty cool.
Yeah. Pour a cup, saddle up, and join our story.
So does it
with us.
Does it say is great grandson a description of the great grandson, Lanham Brown? Or is it the distance from R.A. Brown?
Yes. Well, with both of you, it can be the same. How's that?
Oh, yeah, that's a good answer.
I didn't know you had a brother.
What?
I didn't know you had a brother.
Oh, goodness gracious.
I'm either Lanham's brother or Donnell's son, one of the two.
I'm becoming more of you guys' dad all the time.
Oh,
You're Tucker's dad.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're Lanham's dad. Oh, you're Kelly's husband. Yes, all three.
As much as we've talked about EPDs and understanding them and being more easily being easier to understand, I do want to remind people that the EPDs, as much as you love them and eat them and drink them and all that and dream about them, that's not all that we look at.
I do dream about them sometimes.
I know you do. I guarantee you do. So spreadsheets and nightmare spreadsheets. It's gone. I feel like that's what your nightmares consist of. But genetics isn't all we look at.
Oh no, the physical attributes of the animals we absolutely look at as hard as anybody, and making sure their feet are right, making sure that they're, I've got some guys that want bulls that are a little larger in size. Man, I've got them identified. I've got some guys that want bulls that are a little more conservative on size. I've got some that want them really long-bodied. I've got some that want them deep, thick, easy keeping. I identify those cattle so that if a customer calls and says, hey, tell me about, can you make me a list of all the bulls that fit my physical criteria? Mm-hmm. Absolutely. I can email them a list of all the lot numbers, tell them what pen they're in so they can come and look, or I can help them buy the bulls. So the physical attributes are extremely important, but, different than your great-grandfather, that really physical is all he had the opportunity to do. Now we've got so many more tools to put with it to make it easier. And another way, one of the earlier ways that I worked at simplifying that mountain of information is with the star rating system.
Yeah.
So really, to me, there's 5 economically relevant traits that are most important to the business of raising cattle. One is calving, getting a calf born alive. Number 2 is growth. How many pounds do we have to sell when we get ready to sell them at weaning or yearling or in the carcass? How about carcass traits? All right, how many premiums am I going to get for how much marbling this animal is going to have and what it's going to yield? Fertility traits. How fertile are these females going to be from a reproduction standpoint and longevity standpoint? And then efficiency. Are all of those are critically important traits. And then I have one that's an overall, a complete stars. How complete is this animal? How well does it do all things well? How well does it compete like Tom Brady? That's what I'm looking for, right?
Oh, my God.
He didn't say Tony Romo.
So the stars, the physical attributes, the genetics, and then really we just launched our secret sauce. Okay, it was less than a year ago when the presentation we have up on our website about the ABCs of EPDs that I presented our secret color coding system to the public at the TSCRA convention. And I shared it again at the National Cattlemen's Convention just over a month ago, and now we're sharing it on our website. We want it to be a tool where everybody uses it so that you can help customers and fine-tune it to fit your specific needs. But ours is one that I think fits most cattlemen, and I hope people find it. Go to our website, find it, see the videos on our website as well as the targets, the color codes, the stars. It's all there, and we're a phone call or an email away, and glad to help at any time.
One of the questions that we got was, and we always get it. I get it every year. Well, Tuck, what are they going to sell for this year?
Oh yeah. How
do you answer that question?
Another granddad rule. Okay, Granddad had a great rule that's held so true. I remember when you were in college, you did research on it to validate if it's working or not. Cattle Facts now quotes that rule of my grandfather's that typically a bull is worth the value of 5 weaned calves or 3 finished steers. So let's think about that. When calves were bringing $1,000 a piece. Okay? Well, the bull's worth about $5,000 on the average. Some were worth more than that, some a little less than that. Well, today, we're close to twice that in the market today.
Yeah.
It's amazing. 44 farms averaged $14,000 on 600 and something bulls not long ago.
Wow.
I mean, it's unbelievable what these bulls are making. I'm so proud of what 44 Farms is doing to help add value. And, I don't expect our bulls to bring what their bulls are. And I hope our bulls are going to make our customers even more money because of really focusing on, one, a multitude of different breeds to fit what customers need, and cows that stay as well as steers that pay.
I just looked up the market, and it is setting at 274 is what the feeder board is at. And so if I did $2.74 times 700-pound steer, that's $1,918.
Okay, 1918 times
5.
because that's a weaned steer. It's a preconditioned weaned steer. Okay,
That would be $9,600.
$9,600, and I'm going to bet our sale is going to average between $9,000 and $10,000. We'll have some bulls in that $5,000 to $6,000 range. We'll have a lot of them closer to the average, and we'll have some that'll sell a little bit higher. But 98% of our bulls go to commercial cowmen. Commercial cowmen are the people that pay that they're the ones that write our paychecks, that allow us to stay in business, and we're going to do all we can to help improve their profitability because they're who we work for.
So now this segment, sponsored by Registered Ranching. Go to registeredranching.com, get you a hoodie, get you a cap.
That's right.
You get to ask the question.
I get to ask questions.
You become the host.
Ooh, I like it. I like it.
I'm still your co-host.
Oh, Willie, that's
Tucker's
He takes himself out of the question.
Tucker's role is the only one that changed.
Love it. Okay,
sir.
got it. All right, so Tucker, your job description changed at the ranch about a year ago when you started this podcast, just before, so that you had time to do this podcast and that kind of stuff, where you're still working on the ranch nearly every day, but we have freed you up to have more time to be more of a master at social media and being an influencer, being really helping bring agriculture to the masses in such a positive light. I want to know what's been the neatest experience you've had in the past year relative to all of your efforts in social media. What's been the neatest trip or the neatest people that you've met? That is a two-part question, okay? What's been the neatest so far? What are your aspirations for the coming year for Registered Ranching?
Well, one of the coolest was, I can't actually talk about all of it because it's not out yet.
Oh, okay.
But I got to go to New York City.
I've never been there.
And it was, I stayed 2 blocks away from where the 9/11 towers were, by the Twin Towers. I got to go work inside the World Trade Center. And I was, little Throckmorton boy was in over his head. But it was really cool because in the moments where I was talking to people there, I was representing all of agriculture.
Absolutely.
Because one guy was like, "You're not from here." I was like, "How'd you know?" He said, "We don't have any 10-gallon hats in these parts." And so that was really neat. And it truly did show me that no matter what city, whether it's the Big Apple or in Dallas or whether it's in Phoenix, Arizona, that people are interested in ag. And so I think the future's bright on what I'm doing, and Willie's being able to jump on and help and be a part of that. So it's also wild that keynote speaking is a job. I feel like it shouldn't be, but it is. Like you want to pay me to come talk about the stuff that I love, and my family can come? Yeah, I'm in. So doing the keynote speaking, whether it's in Palm Beach, Florida, or in San Antonio, or in Washington State. I mean, those trips have been really cool for me. Some of my favorites, yeah. And the NFR is always phenomenal. That's right. Those are our people.
That's right.
Those are our people. Always leave before the bull riding, though.
Oh,
not everyone can hold it. He's into showing horses. He's one of them guys.
So if there was on the public speaking side, what do you share? What do you talk about?
Most of the time, I talk about how I use social media to help my business, but in the grand scheme of things, I am talking about connecting with the customer. So I do speak to a lot of people outside of ag and to people inside of ag, because everybody needs to connect with their customer and be able to make what they want to buy, whether that's insurance, whether that's a commodity, whether that's cattle. I've spoken to all kinds of types and kinds, but more people are interested in our way of life, and the fastest way they can learn about it is on social media. And so I've built a business using social media and other. It's a tool that we keep talking about, tools in the belt today,
right? And
that has become a large tool in the belt for a lot of companies out there. But just how I use it and why and the things, it's an opportunity for the next generation to use. I mean, I've been able to make it what could be a full-time job. I don't want to lose the ranching job, but it could be a full-time job. So
we don't want you to lose that job either.
Yeah,
we kind of need you at the ranch.
Yeah, I don't want to lose it.
I'm tickled that you're able to use the God-given gifts that you've been blessed with to really reach the masses. Not only those of us that get our boots dirty every day, but those that maybe have never even seen a cow.
Mm-hmm.
To help them understand where their food comes from and what we as those in agriculture do to help make sure that we're helping feed and clothe the world by caring for the environment, caring for the animals, doing the level best we can of being the stewards of what God created.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's where you saying that is where people go, boy, you sound just like your dad. Willie, anything else?
No, I think it's funny that you and I have been to New York the same amount of times now, but I was really curious about what you thought.
On New York?
Yeah, because I only lived 3 hours away and I'd never been. But, like, you go there and it's like we were talking about, you go to San Antonio or you go to Dallas and you can see the city limits. But you go to New York City and it just keeps going.
Never ends.
You can't comprehend it. I remember the one and only time that I went. I was like, how is this a real place?
It was.
Which is crazy. It makes you understand how it's possible that some people have never seen a cow before.
Absolutely.
It's insane.
Yeah, that's why
it's so important what Tucker's doing, and then you're able to
not going anywhere.
No.
But those are the same people that are voting on regulations.
Yes.
That impact us every day.
So if we don't, I mean, if you think it doesn't matter what they think or how they vote, like your head's in the sand, honestly.
Yeah, there's a lot of people living.
You may not
there.
like me for saying that, but that's the truth. Because those are the same people that I saw getting off the subway or getting out of the taxi that are voting on regulations either for or against agriculture.
Or voting on the represent, the
voting on the representation.
Yes.
I mean, those that the government officials, the senators, the House of Representatives, the President of the United States, the governors of our states that are impacting that. And, you take the heartland of America, you take that central big portion of the United States, what so many people call the flyover states.
Yeah.
Because they're flying from the metropolitan, massive cities with huge populations on one coast to the same thing but different on the other coast.
Mm-hmm.
And here we are in the middle, holding our country together and providing the food and the fiber and the fabric that holds us all together.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
I'm excited to see you carry on that tradition that your mom helped me to do a lot of that, and we've been blessed. I'll tell you, I remember I love hearing you speak, and I love hearing my dad speak, and I got it on I wasn't able to go, but we got it on a cassette tape, and I remember sitting out in the car and listening to my dad talk about what we do, about cattle production. And I was a wee little tyke. But, man, Tucker, we appreciate what you do, and we need more people like you and Willie helping tell the story in a fun way, but in a way that we can understand, that comes from the heart, that makes a difference so that we can carry on and doing what we need to do and not be over-regulated by people that don't understand. So we need to help communicate that message to help them understand, hey, we're here to do the right things so that we can help feed and clothe the world. And
if we aren't doing the right things, we should change.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, that's the thing. If we are doing it wrong, like we ought to change that.
Absolutely. And that's part of our whole educational deal at the ranch, at the sales is, bringing in things to help, because we can always grow and learn to be better at what we're doing. And we're going to strive to be that source of not only superior genetics of horses and cattle, but information, education, and great conversation at the R.A. Brown Ranch.
Do you, as we wrap up here, do you remember is there a verse or a chapter in the Bible that you remember, because you were Bible school teacher, for mine and a bunch of others for a long time. Is there a not an older passage, but a passage from that time that you remember the most? It was a really rambling question. I was trying to get there. But from teaching Sunday school, is there a passage or a chapter that you really like about that chapter of your life of leading Sunday school and the youth?
Yeah, I just think of, we all are teachers every day, whether we mean to or not, or whether we're teaching the right thing, the wrong thing, or no thing, but we're teaching constantly by our example. And, I'm reminded of Proverbs, train up a child in the way they should go, and when they are old, they will not depart from that. And how critical it is to create that solid spiritual foundation, that rock to stand on, that when we teach the foundation of the Bible and teach young people right from wrong, so that, and I'll tell you, I loved y'all's podcast with Justin McKee. Wow, best podcast I've ever heard.
Well, in the last 10, 20 minutes, phenomenal.
Oh my goodness, unbelievable.
Yeah.
How great that was. But man, when we can share that with other people, to know the love and the saving grace of Jesus Christ, to know right from wrong, and how awesome it is that even though we're all sinners, how God loves us. And if we repent, He forgives us and makes us whole and gives us a one-way ticket to heaven. And man, I am super excited about that. Thank you for asking.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show.
It's a joy to be on this show anytime, Tucker Brown.
Always
Willie?
good to have DB.
Love you guys.
Yeah, love you, Pop. Dang, I don't have my cheer one. I was going to do the cheering again. Woo! We'll just clap it up. Yeah. Clap it up for Donnell Brown. Hey. I don't know what's going on with my...
This live audience is really
here.
slacking today.
Yeah. Where's the crowd that we need? But there we go. Thanks for listening to the Registered Ranching Podcast. Always a blast. We've loved it. Hey, by the time we post our next one, it will have been 1 year.
It's true.
Of Registered Ranching Podcast.
1 year.
Wow.
27 episodes?
26 or 7?
I think it's 7. I think Justin McKee was 25. Vince was 26. This will be 27.
27. Best is yet to come. Best is yet to come. Thanks, Willie, for being on another one.
Thank you, Tucker Brown.
You're so welcome.
I feel like we're forgetting something now.
What are we forgetting?
There's something I'm supposed to remember.
The Alamo?
I'm supposed to remember the Alamo, that's right.
Yeah, y'all make sure to come to the R.A. Brown Ranch March 10th through the 12th. Come to the Ranchers Rendezvous. It is a blast. And if you haven't yet, make sure to give us a 5-star review. It really helps us out. But there is one thing that you cannot forget, folks. And that, of course, is one, that we love you. But 2, stay classy.
And ranch on them.
And to ranch on them. We love you. See you later.
I will still find you if you leave 4 stars. I will find you. 5 stars or I will find you.